All right, what's up guys? Sam here at Paramount. Hey, I wanted to hop on and talk a little bit about some strategies for entering running as a sport for you. So if you're new to running, if you've been a runner before and maybe you're trying to pick it back up, or maybe you're just looking for another mode of exercise in your life, I want to introduce some easy ways to get yourself into running. I love running. I've built a whole crew of people around it that I get to run with now that really make it that much more fun and that much more engaging. But I recognize that it is a very, very intimidating sport for some people, right? So I want to break down 3 easy ways that you can get into it. Something you can start with today that you can really use as like leverage for yourself to get back out there and either start running for the first time or start running again. So number 1 is focus on a time-based goal, first of all. Okay, so when you go out for your first run, don't focus on the mileage. A lot of people go out and they're like, can I run a mile? That's their goal right away. So they go out and they run a mile. A lot of times they run a mile as fast as they can because they just want to get done with it. The issue with that is that experience is not oftentimes that enjoyable for people. Running is a very hard cardiac stimulus if you haven't done it recently. So it's going to tire out very quickly. It's going to make you fatigue very quickly, which then a lot of times can cause you to start to think, man, maybe running's not for me, right? And that's just not the case. It's just that you went after it in a way that was maybe even more intimidating than it needed to be, okay? So I always tell people the first time you go out for a run, try to start with 20 minutes. Take 20 minutes. I don't care how far you get. All I want you to do is try to run for 20 minutes, or we'll talk about step 2 here in a minute, try to walk for 20 minutes, okay? I don't care what that goal is. I want you to try to avoid, or what that distance is. I want you to try to avoid perseverating on what that distance is. That distance can build, that time will build. But focusing on that time-based metric allows you to really hone in on how your body's feeling as opposed to, can I run a mile? And if you aren't able to run that mile, or maybe you have to start walking before you run that mile, what does that tell your brain, or what does that tell you about whether or not you can continue to engage in that activity? So start with a time goal, 20 minutes, just get out there and start running. Okay, so that brings us to our second strategy, that run-walk strategy, okay? There is no shame in starting with run-walk intervals. It's one of the easiest ways to enter the sport again because it allows you to regulate your heart rate a little bit more and give you a little bit more confidence that you can go further, okay? So maybe it's a minute on, a minute off to start. That is fine. 1 minute on of running, 1 minute of walking, letting your heart rate come back down, letting your body accommodate to this new stimulus that you're giving it for the course of 20 minutes. It's as simple as those 2 things, right? Again, don't focus on that distance. That distance will come when you're able to, but what are we doing with that walk-run interval? Again, we're giving you an opportunity to check in with yourself, see how your body's feeling, and really respect what it's feeling so that you don't intimidate yourself when you come out for the next run, right? If you go out and that run is too hard from the start because you just tried to get it over with right away, you didn't really give yourself that inclination to continue to move forward in your running journey. So I want you to start out in a place that gives you an opportunity to grow from and give you that growth mindset overall, okay? And number 3 is bring a friend, okay? Or ask a friend to come with you. Maybe it's someone that has run before, maybe it's someone that is also interested in running, or maybe it's your spouse or significant other who has no interest, but will support you in what you want to do, right? Bring that person out, make it an activity in which someone else holds you accountable to doing, okay? If someone else is holding you to that accountability piece early on, it's going to help you get over that hump of, oh my gosh, this is such a hard sport. I don't want to do this. I can't do this, right? Instead, you can kind of suffer through that together until you start to get to that point of feeling like, man, I can really maintain this capacity for a longer period of time. And then what do we do after we've employed those 3 strategies and we've got a really positive mindset? Go out and run for distance if you want, but know that distance is not your goal from the start, or it shouldn't be, especially if you're brand new to running, okay? So number 1, focus on time. Start with 20 minutes, start slow, go slow. Number 2 is start with a walk-run interval, okay? Walk-run intervals are great for giving you an opportunity to check in with yourself and building confidence towards working towards longer distance and longer time-based runs. And then number 3 is engage someone else in that, because if you have someone holding you accountable to that, you're going to at least feel worse about not completing it, right? Or you're going to have someone else that gives you a hard time when you aren't feeling like you want to engage in that activity yourself. So how do we start running? Those are 3 basic strategies to get involved with the sport.